Next item, 917 Masson Avenue. Request for a use permit to legalize unpermitted construction that would result in an overall FAR above the 0.55 guideline, actually it'd be 0.75, exceeds the 44% lot coverage requirement of 55%, and exceeds 2,800 square feet of living space, 3,300 square feet, without providing a third covered parking space per section 12-230B2, 12-230B3, and 12-280A3 of the San Bruno zoning ordinance. Matt, staff report, please.
Good evening, Planning Commissioners. As stated, the applicant has applied for a use permit to legalize the unpermitted addition that exceeds the FAR requirement, the lot coverage requirement, and exceeds 2,800 square feet of living area without providing a third covered parking space. It is important to note that staff is recommending denial of this project. Before getting into the details of the project, I would like to go into the history of the development at the site. In 1989, the lot was developed with a two-story single-family development. In 1999, the current property owner applied for a use permit to construct a single-family addition. That use permit was approved by the Planning Commission. In 2001, the current property owner constructed an approximately 750 square foot addition without the issuance of a building permit. A code enforcement case was opened, and the applicant then applied for a use permit. That use permit was approved by the Planning Commission in 2001. However, there were some concerns about that approval, about approving that specific project. And the Architecture Review Committee minutes and the Planning Commission minutes are attached to your staff report as a reference. In 2008, once again, the current property owner constructed an addition without building permits. It was a 240 square foot expansion to the rear of the existing dwellings. It was right in the northwest corner. A code enforcement case was opened, and during that initial inspection, the code enforcement officer noted that the 240 square foot expansion was being utilized as a second kitchen, which is not permitted within a single family dwelling. Additionally, the garage was being utilized for living purposes. The Architecture Review Committee reviewed this project at the March 12th, 2009 meeting, and they expressed concern about the size of the addition and the home and the total size of the home, and they were disappointed. They expressed their disappointment with the current property owner in constructing the addition again without building permits. The Architecture Review Committee forwarded the project to the Planning Commission with a recommendation of denial. Since that time, the applicant has revised the plans. The applicant now proposes to legalize a 120 square foot portion of that unpermitted addition and reduce the garage area by 95 square feet. It is important to note that the overall FAR is only increasing by 25 square feet. However, the living in space is increasing by 120 square feet. The statistics are 3,330 square feet of living area, and garage area amounts to 437 square feet. Staff does not support this use permit for a number of reasons. Regarding the FAR, as proposed, is coming in at a 0.75 FAR, which is by far the largest FAR in that immediate neighborhood. Staff finds that it's not consistent with the neighborhood, and the home is just simply too big for the site. Regarding lot coverage, the lot coverage requirement or calculation is coming in at 55%, where 44% is the maximum. The whole intent of the lot coverage requirement really is to have some open space within a single family development, and that is not being achieved here. Staff does not support the lot coverage requirement or lot coverage calculation of 55%. Additionally, the applicant is increasing the living area and reducing the garage area by 95 square feet. So this furthers the existing non-conforming parking situation. And lastly, regarding internal circulation, since the applicant has revised the plans, there is no internal circulation. The only way you can access this revised unpermitted addition is through an exterior door. So you can't walk in through the house and access this specific addition. We received 2 comments from neighbors. They were specifically concerned with parking, and they felt that the home was too big and simply didn't fit in with the neighborhood. Additionally, one of the neighbors expressed concern that as far as safety purposes, because the addition was constructed without building permits. With that, staff finds that the addition is not consistent with the design and scale of the existing neighborhood and recommends that the Planning Commission deny use permit OA-026. I'm available for any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much. Is there any questions?
Through the chair.
Commissioner Marshall?
Just, I think I know the answer, but in 2001 and now it was the same owner, correct?
Can you repeat that one more time?
The owner of 2001 is the same owner as now.
Correct.
So
It's
the one that
same
got
owner.
caught in 2001 is the same one who did the illegal construction. Is that
Correct.
Okay. And on the garage, when you said they reduced the size of the garage with the proposed plan, give me some more information on that.
Essentially, what the applicant is doing is bringing the garage door back 5 feet. So the garage measures 19 feet wide, so when you multiply that out, it amounts to a 95 square foot reduction.
Okay. So the total depth width on the new proposed garage is?
The total depth would be meeting the requirements,
Okay.
correct. There's a wall, there's like a partition wall that would be removed.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions of staff? No? Thank you, Matt. Is the applicant present? Would you please step to the podium and state your name and street for the record, please?
Ahmed Khan. First name Ahmed, last name Khan, K-H-A-N.
All right. Would you care to give a explanation or
Yes, good evening.
reasons?
Planning Commission. I wanted to give you an overview of what is there and what eventuated to this.
Excuse me. Can you just put the microphone down a little bit closer there? Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, I just want to give an overview of what is there and how did it come about. Basically, that place in the back had slab only and didn't have any walls in the back, and had a shed, and I used what you call like tin used for like greenhouse, what you call that clear stuff. So I had used it as a storage area, and I had to store stuff that I used to keep. And I work in the hospital setting, so I used a lot of stuff that was given to me, overdue and overstock stuff, radiographic cassettes, some imaging equipment, tubing and catheters and stuff, which I keep with me. And then I have friends and family, so I ship it back to Fiji, where they use it, although these are little expired stuff. But I send it to hospital in Lambasa and Banwalewu, which is a very poor place. So I try to send him up there. I help out that way. So most of my stuff that I store in that area is most of the imaging equipment. I got like 10, 12 wheelchairs, most of them. So once in a while, I go every year. I'll be out at Fiji, and I have my family, friends. I try to take care of that. I did talk to you about the Planning Commission. Where would I use the storage area? Matt said you could use in the garage and put it on the top and stuff. But some of the equipment I cannot put right on top of the garage. So that area, what I did is I was storing things, and on the stormy times when there's rain and stuff, some of the stuff got wet. So what I did eventually is that I put the walls on the side, the 11-1 siding, and I covered the roof. I put a skylight and I put a large window. So there was no electricity, so I mean enough light for that. That was the reason. And I just want to explain, like you talk about living space in the garage. What I did, I had parked the car outside. I had pool table for the kids, and I put the sofa there. That's what if it means to say living space. Because when the code enforcement came to my door on the day I was leaving for San Diego, he said there's a code enforcement case, there's something in the back that I need to see. I mean, basically, I was going for a week. I could have said, just wait, I'll come back and we'll check it out. I could have dismantled, I could have done a lot of things, but I said, no, just come on in, I'll show you what I got. So I took him around in the back, I showed him this is what they're talking about, I showed them that, showed the garage, took them tour of the whole house. And he says, well, this thing is not supposed to be here. If you need to keep it, you need to go to the Planning Commission, come to the city and stuff. So, I mean, I didn't deny that I did not do it, but that doesn't mean this is legit. But I'm just trying to tell how things, the sequence of events happen. So I did that. It was, so. And I should have said that, first of all, I take full responsibility for what happened, my actions. I don't deny that I didn't do it, but I did it for a good cause. And still, I would like the Planning Commission to come to my place and see what I got. Am I talking, or I'm just talking about other things? What I got is full storage boxes, cases of a lot of imaging equipment. And those equipment, I did ask Matt, he came to my house, not once, about 3 times. And I said, can you help me out? If I was supposed to demolish this completely and find a place to store this, he said you could use the garage area. But the garage area, I have to go up high in the ceiling. I cannot have wheelchairs, I cannot have catheters and stuff, and tubing and stuff, which is unopened, but because of the heat and stuff, I cannot keep it too close to the roof. So basically, I wanted to keep them on the floor around the area where I had enough ventilation and stuff. And that's what I am using this place for. And I keep getting stuff, because I've been in the hospital setting for over 20 years, and Hukri Kaiser, and I work at Peninsula Hospital here. The manager is a good friend of mine. Every time things expire, which are good stuff, I keep it. I take it away, and then I ship it away with friends and family. I mean, it's kind of expensive to ship by boxes, but I just use my friends and family and myself. So that's what the thing is used for, the place. And it was large. They say it was 240, and I said, well, if you feel that it's too large, what I'm going to do is trying to maintain, to keep that place. I said, I'll reduce this space here, storage area. And I could have done one thing without doing that. I could have constructed a storage shed not attached to the house, which is 120 square feet. The city could have given up, without a permit, people have constructed, not attached to the house. I could have done 10 by 12, I would have not issues. But since I had the slab, and I had the roof there, not total roof, just like a shed, and I thought it was easier for me to just put that and put the siding, which I did easily. So that's what I did. I could have used and built another shed in the back, a 10 by 12, which a lot of people do, and that would have been a problem. But since the slab was there, I've done that, and since then I have worked with the city, trying to, the city, it's a very small project, but it's getting so expensive for me now. I've done 4 revisions to the plan, which cost me about $400, applied for use permit, which is $1,600. I've spent $2,000 there, and trying to build that area and put that nice storage, because I did insulation, I did, on steel 11 siding, painted stuff, nice windows, energy efficient windows, skylights and stuff. So spent several $1,000s in that, just to keep that place nice and clean and very well. As far as the houses, I mean, I just want to respond to the question to the planning, Matt. When he did a report, he said the house is too large. I personally don't agree the house is that large. The house next to me is like a dinosaur. It's a big thing. It's, although a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, it's the same size and it stretches all the way back. He has a 30 by 20 storage area covered with tarpaulin, and it's used for industrial purpose. He's doing motorcycles, bikes, running the raw mill and stuff, all next door to my shed, on my fence. He doesn't have any room in the back. So comparing the neighborhood, if he did the analysis, you look at that house, it's just same, almost it's bigger than my house. And then if he's talking about the floor area ratio, I'm not trying to say, I'm trying to legitimize my case, but I'm trying to say that in 2001, if you go and look at the report, when Aaron Sedge from the Planning Commission reviewed my case when I was doing it, the same FAR ratios are here, which he says mine is 0.5, which is the largest in the area, which is outright blunt, not true. Because there is, I have looked at it, and I asked Matt I gave the houses to Matt. I was in San Diego just last weekend. He gave me houses on Mason Eastern, which have FAR from 0.73 to 0.83. Just a price analysis. And he did analysis, that's the way he did it. He looked at my house and a house northbound, 5 or 6 houses. If he did analyze the whole property and he told me that your house is the biggest in north, south, eastbound of 300 square feet, I would say, yes, you are right. My house is a dinosaur, and these are all little people here, but which is not true. I'm just putting this to the Planning Commission that to listen to this too. because what he did is, he did the analysis on his own the own way he did it. But if you look at it, anybody passing by my house, looking at the house next door to mine, it's a big dinosaur. It's just the same size. And then houses on the other side, Euclid, 205 Euclid, FAR is 0.83 on records. Huge house, which is just about 100, less than 100 yards. And this is records. There are several houses there. They're all larger. So in that regard, I would say that the analysis that was done, which is not right. Why did somebody do analyze? This is just like a slam dunk. You look at the house and you say, this is it. So I'm trying to say is that the analysis done was unfairly. And the garage, if they're talking about living space, no way. I got a family of 7. I got 5 people, wife, 3 kids, 2 elderly parents. If my house is big, then I got enough people there. At no time I rent, at no time I do anything. You know, always I have complied with the city code enforcement or anything. Code enforcement came to my door. I didn't refuse them. He told me, you got something in the back. I said, okay, come on in. I've already complied with that. So my thing is there, I'm just asking the city that I had 240 and I want to reduce it to a small storage area. Nothing else. I want to keep it a storage. I've done it. And with me, the things are hard now. My hours are cut now. I mean, I've spent so much money in that. I want to keep it, you know, and you know, I just don't know what to do with it now. I'm trying to work with the city and the planning to resolve it somehow that I can keep that. It's not that I'm going to go and use and make another unit or something, but this is I just, you know, I'm sorry it happened, and I take full responsibility for what happened, outright. I'm not denying it. I'm no beating around the bush. I did it. It happened, and this is the way it happened because there was slab and things, and two, it was just easy to do for me to do it, and that's why I did it. So I mean, upfront about it. And in the back, my landscaping is pretty good. I got lemon, orange trees, got 2 apple trees, orange, lemon in the back. In the front, I've got a landscaping. I wanted to increase the landscaping in the front.
Excuse me, sir, just a minute.
Yes.
I believe the applicant is repeating himself and has covered the same material several times.
I'll stop it.
Well, he is to a point, but I mean, I do want to give him as much opportunity to speak, you know, on his behalf as he needs. You know.
Thank you. I'll stop now.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you know, I get carried away, I guess.
So usually they get 5 minutes, but if maybe you want to ask him if there was anything he felt that he didn't cover that he wanted to add, then he should do so now, and then that would be it.
Is there anything else that you would like to add?
No.
I mean, I just want to give him the full benefit of, you know, whatever time, since he is, it looks like one of the last ones.
I'm all done now.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. All right, I will bring this to the
Actually,
Commissioner. Do we have any
Through the chair,
questions?
I have a question for the applicant.
Certainly. Could you please stay there? Thank you very much.
The
Yes, sir.
report says that there was a second kitchen. Could you identify where that was?
No, the area that they're talking about, the story area,
Right.
they're saying it was a kitchen, you know.
There was a kitchen? No, there was not.
No, there is no kitchen there, no.
Okay. Thanks.
Through the chair,
Commissioner Marshall?
I'd like to add on to that question. I know there's no kitchen there now, but was there a kitchen there?
There was cabinets, yeah. There was cabinets and like a storage area for a kitchen, yes.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There was cabinets and like a stove? Was there a kitchen, was there a second kitchen in the house?
Yeah, it's not a full kitchen. It was, yes.
Okay, you've been very honest with the whole thing.
Yeah,
Now you're kind of stuttering
I mean,
now.
Yes.
So what was the second kitchen used for?
The second kitchen was used for just like, because I had a kitchen inside, I had a problem with ventilation and stuff, frying stuff, so we used that, you know, outside there. So I had used it outside kitchen for frying and.
I'm sorry, you should just make the record clear. I think the Community Development Director handed a picture up to you, so you'll want to have on the
Right.
record what that is. so
Exactly.
that
I was
the
just going to
applicant
ask.
can
I was
address
just going
it
to
if
ask
he wishes.
Aaron. This picture that I don't know how we're going to notify to you, but is this the unpermitted kitchen or the? Because it says unpermitted, but it sure looks a lot bigger than this picture on the plan here.
Correct. That was the unpermitted kitchen that now we opened a code enforcement case and it was demolished.
And so half of this is now the storage room we're talking about?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, because this kitchen looks like it's built more than grilling. Nicer than my kitchen.
So you want to make sure that the applicant gets a chance to look
Sure.
at it, and if he wishes to comment on it,
Sure.
he can, but he needn't if he does not want to.
Any other questions of?
Well, let's let him look at it first before we ask more questions regarding the
Sure.
kitchen.
There's only one photo of that?
We're a green committee. So again, just to re-ask my question again, that kitchen that we just got a picture of would be the proposed legalization of the storage room plus the patio, so basically 10 by 20, Aaron, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and where was the access to the kitchen?
Through, Matt could correct me if I'm wrong, but you had to enter it through the backyard.
It was through the kitchen, through the current kitchen now?
Currently, right now, the 240 unpermitted square foot addition has a hallway that would connect. There is internal circulation, so it is connected to the house. What the applicant is proposing is to
close that off.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. If you look at sheet 3, existing floor plan, you'll see the existing floor plan as it stands right now.
You're right. Okay, I did miss that part.
Okay.
On the existing site plan?
Right here.
Existing floor plan.
Okay. Any other questions of the applicant? Oh, I'm sorry, Aaron.
Through the chair, I'd just like to make one comment he made about the table that's found within the staff report comparing different homes within the neighborhood. What we did was compare 5,000 square foot lots within the neighborhood and the comparative FAR of those lots. We did not include 2,500 square foot lots because, as the Planning Commission knows, a lot of the older San Francisco style homes that were built on those lots before Ordinance 1520, before our current ordinance, have higher FARs. Number one, because they were built before our current ordinance, and number two, because they're on lots half the size, so the ratio jumps. So what we did was compare apples to apples and compare his home as it stands to other homes in the neighborhood with 5,000 square foot lots.
Thank you. Any further questions of the applicant by the commissioners here? No? Oh, I'm sorry.
I would just want to make sure whether the applicant wanted to add anything, since now he's had a chance to look at the picture and he heard some additional comments. So if he wants to add anything to the record, that would be
absolutely. Do you have anything to add?
I just wanted to answer Aaron's question here. He said he compared apples to apples. I don't think so, because 2,500 square foot, he got some of the properties, but the ones that he needed to compare, like the one he said he wanted to compare the 5,000 square foot lots, he did not. They did not. They did some of it, but not all. The area that if they went east to west bound, there are houses built on 5,000 square foot lot, which has. I just want to say, because there are larger houses with larger lots. I know the 2,500 and 3,500 and 5,000. I'm in real estate.
All right.
Too.
Thank you. Do you have anything else that you would like to add?
No.
Okay.
That'll be it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Is there anybody from the public wishing to comment on this particular item? Seeing that, I'm going to open and close public comment, bring it back to the commissioners for whatever appropriate action they feel they may want to take.
Through the chair.
Commissioner Samut?
I would like to make the motion that the Planning Commission deny use permit 08-026 based on findings of denial 1 through 5.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? All right. The the denial passes with a 10-day appeal period. Thank you.